The 49ers will kick it off now. Matt Barr is teed it up at the 35-yard line. Wayne Wilson and Jeff Groth are deep for New Orleans. Wayne Wilson takes it on a hop, gets it at the 7-yard line. Back to the 10, 15, 20. And Wayne Wilson has returned it across the 25-yard line before Milt McCall comes in to make the tackle. New Orleans Saints get the ball now. We run a 7-7 tie. Spotted at the 27-yard line. There's the scoring drive of the 49ers. Took him 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Davis took it into the 6-yard run. Rodgers is the tailback. Groth in motion across. Rodgers. It's at the 31-yard line. Dan Bunz made the tackle. Gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7. Bunz, number 57.
Had an outstanding game so far, Lindsey. He's been all over the field, made some big plays, forced a fumble.
When Bum Phillips was the head coach at Houston, he had a fine running back named Earl Campbell who carried the ball a lot. And here in New Orleans, Bum Phillips has a fine running back named George Rodgers who carries the ball a lot. Groth and Chandler, the wide receivers, double to the left side. Rodgers has the ball. Stacked up for no gain. Jack Reynolds, veteran linebacker, along with Jim Stuckey, made the tackle.
Well, Stuckey stuck him.
There's Hacksaw. Jack Reynolds.
They take Jack out on the nickel. They take Harper out.
Rodgers goes to the sideline. 3rd and 6 here. Wayne Wilson, Jack Holmes are the setbacks. That's Wayne Wilson moving out to a slot right. David Wilson setting up. He was hit just as he released the ball. Lawrence Pillars got to it.
Pillars beat the blocker. Wilson didn't have much of a chance on that. Pillars, here's an end zone shot. Pillars is right in his face. Watch Pillars get, here he is, coming right in there. Right in his face. No chance.
So it brings up 4th down as Pillars comes to the sideline. Russell Erxleben is dropped back in the deep punt formation, and Dwight Hicks and Freddie Solomon are deep to receive it for the 49ers. Erxleben, who set all sorts of punting records and kicking records at the University of Texas. That's it off. Solomon at the 30-yard line changes direction. Freddie Solomon got it up to the 35 before Jim Wilkes brought him down. So now the San Francisco 49ers start. They have it 1st down, 10 yards to go. And they have it at the 35, and we have 8:14 left in the first half. Score tied.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Alex, I'm just coming out to look for you greenhorns.
We took a little detour.
Little detour? Little detour for what?
Well, we want to say thank you for putting up with us these last couple of weeks.
So we stopped at the store and picked up some Lowenbrown. Well, by golly, you city folks are all right.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrown.
Standing ovation. Not even presidents and kings can get a standing ovation, and Tommy Lasorda also came out and saluted this man to my left. Lindsey?
Well, George, it was a great experience. See, they didn't know that I was just going to go downtown and come right back here on Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's something you deserve over the years, and it's a real honor.
Well, it was a great night. Thank you very much. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the 49ers. We're in a 7-7 tie here. Freddie Solomon and Mike Wilson, the wide receivers in there for Joe Montana. Ball got away, and New Orleans has recovered at the 28-yard line. Ball got away from Montana.
Now, Montana, Lindsey, had the time to throw. He was waiting. Now, watch him wait and wait and wait for the receiver to get open. Now, from the backside, the right of your screen, watch. The ball is knocked loose, taken away.
Rob Nairn.
It's a fumble.
Rob Nairn recovered, made the hit, recovered the fumble. It's 1st and 10 outside the 28-yard line. So now, a big break for the New Orleans Saints. Wide receivers left and right. Rodgers is carried. Inside the 25, Jack Reynolds made the stop. End of about 3. Turnovers, New Orleans 2, San Francisco 2.
Neither.
Red Silva, the referee.
Offense, number 30. Offensive pass interference. Third down.
Well, it's back to 35 now. Third down, third and long. Third and 17. Castor still in there with Banks and Chandler. Lone setback. The rookie quarterback, David Wilson. Scrambles out. Going line to Castor. Castor drops it. Well, as he has done ever so often, Rich Castor dropped the ball in the end zone.
Well, I tell you what that showed me, though. This guy, Wilson, showed a lot of savvy. Now watch Wilson. He's rushed. He'll roll out to his left, and he sees Castor way in the top of the screen, wide open, easy touchdown. Now watch Castor drop the ball. He didn't catch it in his hands. He did not catch it in his hands.
That is not the first time that's happened to Castor. It is fourth down now, and Erxleben goes back in deep punt formation. Dwight Hicks is retreating for the 49ers. Groth is loosening up to the right side. Now Solomon races on to get back down. They snap it to Wilson. Wayne Wilson. Wayne Wilson takes it short. Does not get the first down. The ball goes over on downs. Mike Wilson made the tackle on special team.
When you have somebody punting from that close in, you got to be alert for a fake. They almost pull that off.
They did, but not quite at the 23-yard line. The ball goes over first and 10.
There's a direct snap to the fullback, blocking at the point of attack.
Wayne Wilson.
Oh, he almost picked it up. About a yard short.
So now it's 6 minutes, 59 seconds. Remaining to be played in the first half, and you see Wilson along the sidelines.
There's a company in Toledo, Ohio, who makes an amazing product for your car's engine. It can help improve your car's mileage, give you surer starts, even help your car run better. And the cost of a set is about the same as the price of an oil change. A revolutionary new device? No, it's a fresh Champion spark plug. There is probably nothing that can do so much for your car's engine for so little. Champion, the world's #1 seller.
IBM makes a text processor that's easy to use.
It's as easy as blueberry pie?
Easy because the IBM Display Writer shows you how to edit.
It's as easy as pie.
Check your spelling.
It's as easy as pie.
Do math.
It's as easy as pie.
And now, electronic filing and reports. The IBM Display Writer system.
It's a piece of cake.
Next weekend on CBS Sports Saturday, you'll see unbeaten lightweight sensation Ray Boom Boom Mancini out of Youngstown, Ohio, get his shot at the title that his father never won. He'll take on champion Alexis Arguello for the WBC Lightweight Championship. That's next weekend on CBS Sports Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central and Pacific. First down and 10 yards to go at the 23-yard line for the 49ers. Ricky Patton, Earl Cooper, the setbacks, and that's Patton. I beg your pardon, it is kept. Montana on a keeper. Picks up the first down at the 37-yard line. Dave Waymer made the tackle. Jim Kovach on the tackle also. Waymer and Montana were teammates at Notre Dame.
Well, they fooled the defense completely. Frank Warren, number 73, is playing defensive left end in place of Derlin Warren. He went right down the line. That's really a pass, Lindsey, but nobody contained him, so he ran it.
We're in a 7-7 tie with 6:22 remaining in the first half. Solomon and Dwight Clark. Solomon in motion across. This is Patton carrying. Penalty markers thrown. Ricky Jackson on the tackle.
I tell you what I like. I've watched him play 3 plays now. I like this Ricky Jackson, 57.
Ricky Jackson's having an outstanding rookie year for the New Orleans Saints.
He's physical and he's active.
Bentley is against the 49ers. There is Jackson.
They got him. They picked him up in the Muncie trade. He was really the Muncie trade. They got a second from San Diego, and they drafted him.
Offense, number 71, holding.
It is Keith
First
Farnhurst. Farnhurst is holding.
And Farnhurst has been doing a fine job. I think he's probably their best offensive lineman in the games we've seen.
First and 20 at the 27-yard line. Wide receiver Solomon and Clark. Patton's got the ball, and he's at the 32-yard line for 5 to make it second and 15. Rob Nairn made the tackle.
And Farnhurst threw a great block on that play. Cut the legs right out from under the defender.
Here's a final. Miami 31, Baltimore 28.
Well, Baltimore's been having trouble scoring points. Bert Jones must have put a few on the board today.
Must have got it together. There goes Clark to a wide left double over there with Freddie Solomon as Montana comes up. Patton in motion across. Montana taken by Cooper, and Cooper's out to the 34-yard line.
You know, this rookie, number 91, Monty Bennett, and that last play really showed his quickness and put some pressure on Montana. I can see why Bum Phillips is starting him.
It'll be 3rd and 13 at the 34-yard line. Amos Lawrence is coming in now, and Patton has come out. Amos Lawrence from North Carolina has come in. Montana. Shovel pass. It was shoveled. It's simply incomplete. It's a shovel pass behind the line, an incomplete pass. That's
Frank
all.
Warren.
Frank Warren broke it up.
Well, when you bring a guy in like Lawrence, he's not in there to block. It's a sort of a shuffle pass to him. It looks like the timing was off. No chance.
So in to do the punting now is Jim Miller. Jeff Groth has dropped back deep. Long, high spiraling kick. Groth is waiting. Groth's got it at the 12-yard line. Back to the 15, to 20, 25, 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 4:34 on the clock remaining to be played. 53-yard punt. Score is tied 7-7.
From a country that designed the Concorde, there is a car. From the first people to fly so far into the future, now there is a car. Engineered and crafted with a rare feeling for luxury, this car is remarkable. So why drive an ordinary car when you could command the Renault 18i, the newest achievement from Europe's leading builder of cars? Renault, where great engineering lives in great design, at Renault and American Motors dealers.
Could we see the McCulloch 610 chainsaw?
But you're Beavers.
Oh, it's not for us. It's a birthday present for our dad. He just doesn't have the bite he used to.
Well, the 610 sure has power to spare. Come on around back, boys.
Gosh, it starts faster than Dad, too.
That's the electronic ignition.
Gee.
And it's got anti-vibration for smooth cutting.
Gee whiz. What's that?
The chain brake for safety.
Wow.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Can it sing Happy Birthday? Take it easy, Barney.
McCulloch 610. Sawing is believing.
Wednesday, October 7th, Kenny Rogers stars in a motion picture based on his hit song, Coward of the County. He lived hard and fought hard. Kenny Rogers stars October 7th.
Score tied 7-7 with 4:34 remaining to be played in the first half. Bum Phillips, head coach of the New Orleans Saints, along the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 27 for the Saints. David Wilson has quarterbacked them throughout. Chandler and Banks are wide receivers. That is Banks in motion across. Screen right, going to Rogers. Rogers got to the 34-yard line before Lawrence Pillars stopped him. Picked up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Well, here's an end zone replay of this screen pass to Rogers. Rogers fakes a block and then drifts off in the flat. Uses his blockers pretty good here.
George Rogers. Rich Caster's in there from New Orleans. This is Rogers' carry. Looking for the first down. Trying to get to the sticks, and he got very close. He might have picked it up. Keena Turner and Ronnie Lott made the tackle. Here's a final. Minnesota Vikings 30 and the Green Bay Packers 13.
I wonder if Jefferson played today. He signed. He was in uniform, I understand.
First and 10 here.
You know that last punt we didn't talk about. You said it was 53 yards, Lindsey. But the big thing, it was a 5.1 hang time. Anybody can run a 40 in 5. So you can cover a kick like that.
First and 10. David Wilson to Groth and incomplete to Jeff Groth. Eric Wright covering on the corner.
Well, he had Groth open. Had him open, just overthrew him, and he had good protection.
Sun has broken through the overcast and is shining brightly here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco.
And it's nice to see a grass field here, Lindsey. When I brought my Redskin team here, this was the hardest field in the league. I brought them in a day and a half early so they could practice on that hard field and not let them witness it the first time the game started.
They called it Candlestone. Second down, 10 yards to go. Groth and Chandler, the wide receivers. Now, Rogers to the 42-yard line. Archie Reese and Carlin Williamson made the stop. Penalty marker on the play.
A late flag.
Penalty is against the San Francisco 49ers, and then Fred Silva will mark it off and tell us about it. And it's a pretty good one.
15 yards.
Defense, number 27. Personal foul, Spearing.
Carlin Williamson for Spearing, and that makes it a first and 10 at the 43.
Now, Jack Reynolds didn't like that. I was watching Jack, and he's not used to that type of stuff where you beat yourself.
Rodgers and Holmes are the setbacks for New Orleans.
Jack, 67 wide. Clear it. Roll it, Will. Roll it.
Over the middle of Rodgers. At the 34-yard line, stopped by Jack Reynolds.
Rally. Wilson's using the short passing game. 49ers are coming in with just a 3-man rush. Linebackers are dropping back, so he's hitting underneath. Good offensive football, picked up 8 yards.
We are approaching the automatic timeout at the 2-minute warning. 2:20 remaining. Second down and 2 yards to go. This is Holmes. He's got the 2. It's a first down at the 29-yard line. Willie Harper made the tackle.
Harper made the tackle, first down.
Along with Ronnie Lott, and now we have reached the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
So with 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half, score is still tied. New Orleans Saints 7, San Francisco 49ers 7. First and 10 at the 29 for New Orleans.
Food, clothes, just about everything seems to cost more today. One reason young families think they can't afford life insurance.
Allstate update, lower life insurance rates.
Now, Allstate's cut prices up to 20% on a lot of their life insurance. Like this $100,000 level term policy that now only costs a 28-year-old father about $19 a month. Before you buy, come in and compare. For life, home, or auto, you're in good hands with Allstate.
At GMC, we've been all about trucks for over 75 years. In fact, it seems that whenever a truck job comes along, there's a GMC dealer with a truck to do it. Big, small, and in-between size GMCs, shouldering the load and keeping an eye on costs. Like our new 82 trucks with a new 6.2-liter diesel engine, available in full-size pickups, Suburbans, and four-wheel drive Jimmys. Offering a full line of trucks is our full-time job at GMC, because trucks are what we're all about.
It was just an old piano that no one played anymore. Her children were all grown and gone. But now it was time for it to be part of someone else's life. She wanted someone to have it. That's when Wes Chandler, the New Orleans Saints, first met her.
Mr. Boy.
He was working as a United Way volunteer, helping Goodwill Industries collect old things.
Thank you.
They knew it was special to her, and they had the people that would work with patience and care to make it play again. Goodwill Industries gives old things new life, and in the process, handicapped people learn new skills so they can return to useful jobs and make their contribution in life. Today, there's a lot of new tunes and a new home for this old piano at this Girl Scout troop.
Thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League. New Orleans with the ball now, first down, 10 yards to go. They're going to reconvene the huddle. 2 minutes left in the first half.
Both teams, Lindsay, have 3 timeouts left, which is very important.
Groth goes to the right side, Chandler to the left. They've got Rogers and Holmes in an I formation. Groth in motion across. Rogers gets to the 26-yard line before Keena Turner brings him down. 2nd and 6. Keena Turner, he's been a little hobbled this week. 3-3 tie in the second quarter, Giants and Dallas. And don't forget that next week, as you see Tampa Bay leading St. Louis 6-3, it'll be St. Louis and Dallas on many of these same stations. Big battle in the Eastern Division of the NFC. Here's Rogers carrying again. Got it to the 22-yard line. Lawrence Pillars made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 2. And now the first time out is being taken by the New Orleans Saints. 1:17, time remaining to be played in the first half. Bum Phillips, conversation with his young quarterback. Started today, Dave Wilson, who played at the University of Illinois last year and came to the New Orleans Saints, cost them a #1 draft choice for next year. He got his first start today.
Yeah, I think he was worth it, Lindsay. He looks like he has a chance to be a good one. And what's taking place is just what we talked about at the top of the show, is that he's got the running game established. He doesn't have to rely on the pass. He has an advantage over Montana. With a back like Rogers that can pick up 125 yards, he can pound away and then go play action and take the pressure off of himself. And that's what he's been doing. Now he's 3rd and 2, and they can really go 2 downs if they want to pick up the 2 yards and try to get a touchdown out of this.
Bum Phillips was hospitalized earlier this week with a temperature of 105. It never was actually announced what the diagnosis was. The publicity office of the New Orleans Saints said they supposed he was just sick.
Well, that's a good diagnosis.
Hardy, Brooks Williams, Tucson Tyler in a triple tight end alignment for the New Orleans Saints.
Well, that's on that alignment they've been running to number 42, Tyler's side. Tyler becomes a blocker. Let's see what they do this time.
It's going to be 3rd down and 2, and the clock starts on the snap at 1:17.
The 49ers brought in 76, Dwayne Board, and they have 4 down linemen now.
Time remaining in set, starts on the snap. Tyler moves over to a wing right. Rogers got about 1. Lawrence Pillars in to make the tackle. He's short. Another timeout for New Orleans. He'll have one more. David Wilson's going to the sideline to talk it over with his coach.
Well, they ran to Tyler's side that time, changed strength. 77 is coming out. Now he's coming back. Now he's going back in.
Stay with us during the halftime intermission now as Brenton Irv will bring us up to date on all the highlights and action. And coming up at halftime also, Brent takes a close look at Boom Boom Mancini. Ball has been spotted here outside the 20-yard line where it's 4th down, less than a yard to go. Clock is stopped with 1:05 remaining. Bum Phillips, David Wilson. Field goal man Vinny Ricardo wants to know also what the plan is.
Yeah. The 49ers have Kugler 77, Dwayne Board 76, and Archie Reese 78, and Stuckey 79. The 4 down linemen instead of the customary 3.
Okay, David Wilson has the plan. Danny Bunch has been over to the sideline. He's coming back on. So is Dwight Hicks.
You know what happened the last time they went 4th and short, Lindsey? They fumbled, you remember?
They did.
Rogers fumbled.
Okay. It's Sam triple tight end alignment. Holmes and Rogers. They're going to go for it. Rogers penalty markers. Penalty markers.
Too much time.
Didn't get it off. No, procedure. Procedure against New Orleans. A procedure penalty.
Now they got to kick a field goal now.
Rogers is limping off. Ricardo has come on to attempt the field goal. Clock says 1:03.
Offside, offense, 68, false start, before the snap. 4th down.
Fred Sturt. Fred Sturt with a false start. So that makes it 4th and 6. Ricardo is in now with Myers holding, and this will be a 43-yard attempt. There are the stats on Ricardo. Score tied 7-7 late in the first half. Now it is dropped. It is batted back and forth between Ricardo. The ball goes over in any case. And the 49ers get it at the 39-yard line. Myers and Ricardo batted it back and forth. Myers is unhappy.
Well, I don't blame him. It's a high snap. Maybe we'll see it again. A high snap.
Peterzak made the snap.
No chance. Here it is. Watch. The kicker didn't have a chance. Myers had a field a high snap. You can't make mistakes like that and win.
58 seconds left in the half. Score tied. Solomon and Mike Wilson, wide receivers for Montana. Montana swinging it out to Cooper. Earl Cooper goes out of bounds as he got to the 42-yard line, 43 maybe.
Well, Montana has all 3 timeouts. He wanted to go downfield. They took away the downfield pass, so he dumped it off to Cooper, and Cooper wisely got out of bounds.
2nd and 6 for the 49ers at their own 43. Timeouts remaining. New Orleans won. The 49ers have all of theirs. Solomon and Wilson, the wide receivers. Earl Cooper's the lone setback. Montana steps up and guns it. Dwight Clark could not hang on. Tom Myers covering defensively.
Good pass under pressure. You know, the Saints made 2 consecutive mistakes. They had the motion, illegal motion on 4th down, then the high snap.
3rd down and 6 yards to go for San Francisco. Score is tied 7-7. 47 seconds on the clock, which starts on the snap. Charlie Young is doubled to the far side. Montana throws just as he was hit. Intended for Clark. Charlie Young, one of the two.
Well, Montana's just mobile enough that he can avoid the rush.
Punter Jim Miller is coming to the ball game now. Jeff Groth has dropped back to field it for New Orleans.
They're going for a punt block, it looks like.
Jeff Groth is waiting. Got it at the 14, 15, 20, 25, 30. Jeff Groth, 35, 40. Jeff Groth out of bounds at the 50-yard line. From the 14 to the 50. Jim Miller, the punter, was over there to make the stop.
Well, here's a guy, Jeff Groth. Not much publicity, but he's a good athlete. He's not a racehorse, but he's got good balance. Returns the ball 35 yards, handled the punt very well. Big return. They're in position now to get back downfield again.
27 seconds left, and the clock is running now. David Wilson throwing, and it's complete. Taken at the 30-yard line. It was Wes Chandler hit by Dwight Hicks. It's at the 31-yard line.
Now they're in field goal range.
And they're taking a timeout, which will be their last. New Orleans using its last timeout. There's Chandler.
Well, you know, Lindsey, if they play this right, they have time for 3 passes, and if they're unsuccessful, kick a field goal. If I were defense in the Saints, I'd double Chandler every down. Every down, I'd double him. And when we weren't doubling him, we'd fake like we're going to double cover him and give him a different coverage.
That's Archie Manning there with the clipboard.
And that's Scott also there, number 12.
Here comes David Wilson back onto the field now with the game plan for the last 18 seconds of the first half. Score tied 7-7. First and 10, New Orleans at the San Francisco 31-yard line. Bill Walsh along the sideline. Chandler, Groth, and Banks are the wide receivers in there. San Francisco getting the coverage straightened out. And it's taken to the quarterback, David Wilson. He goes up the middle of the 21-yard line. Dwight Hicks.
Well, you got to hurry now.
They can't stop the clock. It's down to 7 seconds. They have no times out remaining. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and now the incompletion stops the clock with 2 seconds left to play in the half.
We saw that at Green Bay where Dickey...
Procedure penalty against New Orleans.
Where Dickey ran the ball.
Ricardo's coming to kick.
You remember that? Similar situation against Atlanta. Didn't have time to kick a field goal.
Ricardo's in to do the booting. Myers holds for him.
Let's see the snap, Lindsey. Let's see what type of snap we get.
39-yard attempt. Well, going to back it up more than that with a penalty. 44 yards. It is no good. It is no good. It is no good. And so the teams leave the field in a 7-7 tie.
Well, they hurried. They had to hurry so much. The clock ran out.
Clock ran out before he could boot it.
That's what it was. It looked like the kick was good, but the clock ran out. See, Myers didn't realize that. That's why Myers is complaining. Looked like the kick was good and the clock just ran out. They ran out of time because they ran the football with 18 seconds to play. Now there's the inexperience of the rookie quarterback.
That is Fred Silver and Bum Phillips now in conversation about that last play. The indication being that time had run out. And the officials who were underneath the uprights were simply sort of waiting to see what had happened before they gave any signal at all.
Yeah, they were winding the clock as they were setting up before the ball was snapped.
And the 2 seconds ran off. But they had just inflicted a penalty on New Orleans and wound the clock, and time ran out before they could snap it and boot it. Bum Phillips and Fred Silver, the referee, are in some adversary discussion about that.
Well, the mistake on that is running the football. With 18 seconds, I mentioned you could throw 3 passes. You don't run the football in that situation and take a chance of having just what happened. Then you have to hurry your kick like the Packers did, and that cost them against Atlanta.
Bum Phillips Heading reluctantly now for the locker room at halftime. Somebody got Bum's hat. That's Bum Phillips' hat that has been taken by the fan, who goes back up into the stands with it, and that is the fellow who has Phillips' hat. Well, has a good look at him if anybody wants to know what he looks like. There he is. Man who took the hat from Coach Bum Phillips and headed for the safety of the stands, and is headed on outside apparently as he goes up the steps. So at the end of the first half here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, the score is tied. New Orleans Saints 7 and the San Francisco 49ers 7.
Slowpoke. It's Miller time.
If you've got the time, we've got the big Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. When it's time to relax, we've got the beer.
We're Exxon. We're Bob Vesper, who helped find oil 40 miles off the Louisiana coast. We're Jerome Degree, who's producing the oil from that find. We're Tom Witt, who helps move the oil ashore. We're Jan Warman, who refines it into gasoline. We're Bob Danaher, who sees that the gasoline gets to you. We're more than 100,000 people working on energy. We're Exxon.
This is Ray Boom Boom Mancini. In 1941, his father was the #1 ranked lightweight contender. Because of the war, he never got a shot at the title. Now, his son is the WBC's #4 ranked contender, undefeated as a pro. Now, Boom Boom Mancini is on the verge of realizing his lifelong dream.
Winning from afar is still the main objective, is all I'm in it for.
Next weekend on CBS Sports Saturday, Boom Boom Mancini faces a champion, Alexis Arguello, for the WBC Lightweight Championship.
It's halftime here at Candlestick Park, and it's cheerleader day here, so we have a few hundred cheerleaders whipping it up at halftime. We've seen the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers battle on pretty much even terms. Early turnovers hampered the New Orleans Saints, and they had a field goal attempt just at the close in the closing seconds. That was no good. His time ran out before it was booted. Then we saw Bum Phillips leave the field with a fan having rushed down and stolen his hat and gone back up into the stands. But we have another half of exciting football between the New Orleans Saints, San Francisco 49ers, opponents in the Western Division of the NFC, and CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after this word from your local station.
Tuesday, October 6th, the return of the Beverly Hillbillies. It's America's favorite backwoods family, and this time, the government needs their help to solve the energy crisis with a secret new fuel.
Tell me how Granny made her white light.
That's right. Everyone wants the last jug of Granny's moonshine. Join Buddy Ebsen, Donna Douglas, Werner Klemperer, Nancy Koch, and Imogene Coca as Granny's Ma in The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies, October 6th on the CBS Tuesday Night Movie.
This is CBS.
Halftime here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And the score is tied. New Orleans 7 and the San Francisco 49ers 7. It's been an exciting first half of play here between these two teams, both members of the Western Division of the NFC. On the field, you see hundreds of cheerleaders who have gathered here on Cheerleader Day for this halftime entertainment. It has turned out to be a beautiful football day in San Francisco, the sun breaking through an earlier overcast. George Allen, anything in the first half that surprised you greatly in the manner in which this game was played?
Well, Lindsay, I think the big thing is that both teams have had a lot of opportunities. They made mistakes. Now the Saints have made more mistakes than the 49ers. They had 2 fumbles by Rodgers. They had a bad snap. They could have scored 21 points. Actually, to have a 7-7 game is really unusual because they've had good field position, but they haven't taken advantage of it. I like the young quarterback. I'm impressed with him.
David Wilson, who started his first game here this afternoon as a pro. He had been used as a backup earlier. But this afternoon, Wilson started and has performed very well. And now, we're going to go for an NFL Today report to Brent Musburger in New York.
Next week on CBS Sports Saturday, Ray Boom Boom Mancini will meet champion Alexis Arguello for the WBC Lightweight Championship. The story of how Ray is attempting to capture the title that eluded his father Lenny when the elder Mancini was drafted is well known. What is not as well known is that one point in his life, the choice was between boxing and another sport for Ray Mancini.
The chance of Boom Boom. Boom Boom echoed in Warren, Ohio last July when Ray Mancini defeated Jose Luis Ramirez to get his shot at the world lightweight title. But those cheers might have been from a football stadium. Ray Mancini went to high school at Cardinal Mooney in Youngstown, Ohio, one of the high school powers in that state, like Cincinnati Moeller or Massillon. Ray was a defensive back and a tailback. These are films when he was a 10th grader. He's number 23. And it was not an easy decision when Ray Mancini had to choose between football and boxing.
But I did give up football in my sophomore year, after my sophomore year in high school. I played for Cardinal Mooney High School, which is Ohio powerhouse. They're, you know, in the top 10 of the ratings every year. And that's football's everything in that city, and Cardinal Mooney's everything in football in Youngstown. And giving it up was the hardest thing in the world for me to do.
Ray has been training hard, working out up to 2 hours daily to get ready for the champion, Alexis Arguello. But this afternoon, Mancini has taken it easy and watching his other love.
With all my other sports, I played football, and I loved it. Boy, that was my game. I was tailback and defensive back, and there's nothing like scoring a touchdown. Maybe it's similar to scoring a knockout.
Oh, he's a good-looking young fighter. How's his high school doing, Cardinal Mooney?
Cardinal Mooney, undefeated, 4-0.
One of the top teams in the state of Ohio, and that is next Saturday. Arguello against Mancini should be a good one for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Now let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying here on CBS.
It's halftime here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and we're in a 7-7 tie. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with George Allen. George, it's been an exciting half.
Yes, I think it has. These teams are very even. We said that at the start of the show. The Saints had to run the ball with George Rodgers, and they have been fairly effective with that. I noticed Rodgers was limping at the end of the half.
All right, we're going to take a look now at some of the highlights of the first half play here. That's David Wilson, who started, completing with a long pass downfield to Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler ran a corner pattern on that. He's been featuring Chandler all this half. He's had pretty good protection. He's shown a lot of poise. Now here he steps up and throws a touchdown pass
to Jeff Groth.
To Groth. He had a good sense of the rush on that play.
Joe Montana, quarterback for the 49ers.
Joe hasn't had the half that he had last week against Atlanta. That's his favorite receiver.
Dwight Clark.
Number 87.
And Davis has been carrying the ball today.
Yeah, Davis had a chance to play, and he's come through. Here it is again. Big, strong fullback, straight ahead.
And so Davis scored the touchdown, and that's all the scoring we've had in this ball game, as the half ended with the score tied at 7-7. So we have another exciting half of football coming up here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and we'll be starting with a score tied at 7-7.
There's nothing we want to watch on TV tonight. But we're still going to watch something great. With our RCA video disc player and video discs. Just flip a switch, and on our TV, we see Airplane or The Pink Panther, The Godfather or Grease, Muppets, Monsters, Mickey, MASH, and 100 more. Starting as low as $15. And the player costs less than $500. Put it this way, we're watching a great movie. And you're watching us.
There is a different kind of American wagon. The 1982 Lynx from Lincoln Mercury. Lynx not only has the best fuel efficiency rating of any wagon made in America, it's the only one with both front-wheel drive for traction and four-wheel fully independent suspension for riding comfort. Lynx. Now more than ever, the world belongs to Lincoln Mercury.